Hello, everyone. Well, it's been a long, long time since I've done one of these videos, and it's been a long time because I've been so busy. I've had so much to do every single day. I've been constantly busy. So, because I was so busy, I just wasn't able to make the video like I would have liked to have made it. But at least now things are a little more steady, a little bit more stable, and I'm able to make my video at least for today. And I just want to start by saying that this Thanksgiving that's coming up, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that the government shutdown is over and for all the brave men and women of the Senate and the House and the Congress that helped to make this possible, that helped to make the the end of the government shutdown possible, even if it was a continuing resolution. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for overcoming this government shutdown that was so awful. It was so terrible for so many people. And so thanks. Thank you for ending the government shutdown. Now, what's going on in the news? Well, the very big news of the day is that a couple of National Guard soldiers got ambushed by a shooter. The shooter was in plain sight and raised their arm and shot a couple of guardsmen. One was a woman, one was a man. They shot these guard members maybe about 5 or 6 times with one gun, and then started with a more high-powered rifle shooting at them. And um, the suspect was shot and subdued, and now the guard members are in critical condition. And our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families that are suffering this Thanksgiving. So sad that on Thanksgiving they have their family members are in the hospital because some deranged lone wolf gunman decided to try to end their lives. And the whole time that this was happening, Trump wasn't even in the White House. He was in Mar-a-Lago. So Trump wasn't in any danger, but the people were in danger. The guardsmen were in danger from this terrible, terrible, awful person that decided to open fire on them and shoot them. And the person was probably plotting to storm the White House with his gun and shoot the president, but the president wasn't even there. So, and Trump, what did Trump decide to do as soon as he heard this had happened? He decided to send 500 more guardsmen to Washington, D.C. And I'm just going to have to say this, and I'll say it once, and I don't want anyone to get angry or bent out of shape or anything, but I think that the president's actions put the guardsmen in danger. There, I said it. Said it once. The president put the guardsmen in danger with the how or why, because he did not realize that a person who was a lunatic would react to Trump deploying the guards to Washington, D.C. He did not understand that this lone wolf guardsman, there's that wolf again, they always use wolf to mean something bad, and I don't like it. I don't like that they use wolf to mean a bad thing, because wolves are such beautiful, innocent creatures. They're so pure and they're so beautiful. They shouldn't use terms like lone wolf to denote a horrific, horrendous, bad person. But okay, so this lone gunman, that acted alone on their own recognizance, was a very bad person, but Trump shouldn't have deployed the troops in the first place, because by doing so, he put them in terrible danger. And they're still in danger. They're still in danger. 500 more guardsmen are in danger now because he sent them to Washington, D.C. Because he sent them to Washington, D.C., now they're in danger of being shot. So, doesn't that make sense? That if they go to D.C., they could get shot? Even if it was someone acting alone, there's enough of these lone gunmen that eventually another one will crop up. They just keep springing up like lilies, right? Springing up like lilies. Or like daisies. That's it, springing up like daisies. The lone gunman keeps popping up, and they keep showing up, and the guards people are in terrible danger. Now, there's nothing we can do about that because Trump is president, right? There's zero we can do to stop it. But there is one thing we can do. The only thing we can do is pray. We can pray to the one that these guards people who are being sent to Washington, D.C., these guards members, will be safe from harm and will avoid being attacked by shooters. We can pray. We can pray and pray and pray that the lone gunmen don't take on and don't shoot at the guards members. So let's pray right now. Dear Goddess, we come to you humbled and saddened by the events of this day. Please protect the guards members deployed by Trump, and please prevent lone gunmen from shooting at these innocent, wonderful guards members who are part of our American family and who did nothing wrong to deserve being shot at. Thank you, Goddess, for your many blessings. Let it be so. So we pray, and that's all we can do for now. But one thing we could do in the future is not elect people like Trump, no matter what their affiliation is, no matter what their politics are. Don't ever elect someone like Trump ever again. And so I'm just telling you, okay? Telling you not to elect people like Trump, because Trump doesn't respect the military. He really doesn't. He says he respects them. He brags about them. But he's never respected them, and he's never cared. That's why he sent 500 more guards people into danger, because he doesn't care. He doesn't care enough about human lives. He was like a little boy playing with tin soldiers. That's the way a lot of these Republicans who didn't go to war once in their lives do. That's what these Republicans are like. They're like little boys playing with tin soldiers. And they don't realize that these people aren't tin soldiers. They're real human beings with lives of their own. And their families will be alone at Thanksgiving without their loved ones. That's sad. That's really, really sad. And they're being deployed on Thanksgiving. I mean, what kind of a Grinch sends 500 guardsmen away from their families and deploys them on Thanksgiving. That's obscene. It's obscene. And I just want to let you know that whatever your politics are, you can agree that people should not be sent out on Thanksgiving to another city far away from home and far away from their families just because of a policy that's a politically motivated policy of Trump's. And his politically motivated policy is to send National Guard to various cities throughout our country, and mostly blue cities, but also maybe some red cities. And by blue and red, I mean Democrat and Republican. And so he's sending troops to these cities. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the way Trump thinks. Anyway, he's sending these troops to these cities to reduce crime, he says. He says there's too much crime and he needs to lower the crime. Well, National Guard people aren't police officers. They're military. And they're not, if that's the first part. And the second part is that they shouldn't be used as political pawns to further somebody's agenda. It's just not right. It's just not right. So what are we going to do? I think that what we should do for the time being is enjoy our Thanksgiving. Enjoy Thanksgiving and without worrying about too much about what's going on. And then we should protest. We should protest what Trump is doing, because protest will raise awareness. It'll raise awareness around what Trump is doing and teach people. People have to learn somehow. It'll teach people not to vote for someone like Trump, because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about, and he took SNAP away from people. And he wanted them to really suffer badly. He could hardly wait to make the people on SNAP pay some more. He objected to the state of like Minnesota, for example. In the state of Minnesota, the state of Minnesota was paying the SNAP people out of their own funds and sending benefits out to the SNAP people from Minnesota's own coffers. And Trump legally challenged them and said, "Don't you dare send money to those SNAP people." He wanted them to starve. He really wanted them to starve. And I just don't understand that. I don't understand why Trump would want people to suffer. But it reminds me of my father. My father used to say, "Suffer, little girl, suffer." And he would say it just like that. He would say it, and was really bizarre. So there's some really strange people in this country. Some of them are lone gunmen. Some of them are active shooters. Some of them are child abusers. And some of them are presidents. And some are all of the above. All of the above. Yeah. Not much to laugh at, though, is it? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. I wish it were different. I really do. I sincerely wish it were different. But it's not. It's the old usual. And we've come to get to know Trump better and we understand the way he behaves and what he does and what he doesn't do. And we know that there's no reasoning with the man. He just, another thing he did recently was that there were some public figures that were in the military and Congress people. And so these congresspersons and people from the military, some of them retired, put together a video where they mentioned the military code. It's a military code that said that you don't have to follow orders that are illegal. And they said this on video, and it was part of the military code, and they were quoting from the military code. And Trump said that they were traitors. Trump said they were traitors, and that they were punishable by death. Whatever happened to freedom of speech? I think Trump either wasn't thinking clearly, like thinking, well, maybe that was protected speech, or else he's just lost his mind. I don't know which it is. I can't tell you. But if Trump keeps pulling these sort of shenanigans, and he's going after these people now. He's going after all the people that he's mentioned that he hates. Our democracy is in real danger of falling to pieces. Because he can set a legal precedent. If he can set a legal precedent using all the conservative judges he's elected, then if he sets this precedent, then and that's not president, it's precedent. If he sets this precedent, then our whole country could collapse. And it would be from within, just implode. And that's a bad, bad thing. Okay. So what are we going to do? Like I said, don't elect leaders like Trump, and protest and object, and be a conscientious objector. Object. Don't serve Trump or his purposes. That's all. So I leave you with this. Have a happy Thanksgiving with your families. I know that Thanksgiving is important to many of you, and not so important to me because I don't really observe Thanksgiving so much as I do it for my family, but I don't really observe it myself. I'm not really big into Thanksgiving. But I mean, I have the Thanksgiving that comes in September, and I observe that Thanksgiving, but I don't really observe the Christian Thanksgiving. But I do understand how people feel about it. And because I understand how people feel about it, I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. And stay safe out there. It's going to be rough weather. And take care.